Hello and welcome to the channel. We'll talk about all things card games and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today I want to cover the card reveals for the brand new Ayame start deck. Now, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you enjoy what we do here, please let me know by hitting that like button. As well as that, please consider joining and becoming a member by hitting that join button down below, and check out my other socials on Twitch, on X, and on Discord. Those links are in the description, but let's jump straight in. So a couple of weeks ago, we got loads of reveals for the Ayame start deck, and I want to go through them and, you know, sort of try and get an idea of what cards look really good and what cards don't. Starting off with the Oshis, I'm a little disappointed. They are basically exactly the same as what you would see in the cheer set that came out with set 1, rather than the good Oshis that we saw in the initial start deck. Starting off with the Oshi Holomem, you may pay 2 to give your red Holomem in the center position an additional 20 power for its arts. Okay. And the SP Oshi skill, you may pay 1 to get a red Holomem from your archive to your hand. The unlimited debut, it is a 90 HP with a 30 attack for 1 cheer, pretty standard. And we get 2 collab debuts in the start deck as well. The first one being on collab, you may deal 10 special damage to your opponent's collab holo member with a 1 any color 30 attack. And the second one, if it has Poyoyo attached to itself, when it collabs, your center holomem gains an additional 20 power for its art. And it just has another 1 red cheer, 30 damage attack. The collab holomems, they're okay, sure, they're fine. Moving swiftly on to the 4 different first blooms that we're going to see for Ayame. The first one is a 140 HP with 2 different arts, one for 1 cheer and 20 power, and the second for 2 cheer, 1 red, 1 anything, for 60 damage, which for a first bloom vanilla first bloom, that's a really high attack, but that is then compensated with the lower HP that we would expect on our vanillas. The next one is our bloom effect, well, one of our bloom effects that we're going to get on our first blooms, which is when this card is bloomed, birthday party, you may archive a card from your hand for the following effect. Deal 20 damage to your opponent's center or collab holomem, and it has a 1 red cheer, 38 damage art. The idol outfit Ayame has the bloom effect. When this card blooms from a debut holomem, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck, reveal one of them, put it to your hand, and archive the other. Very similar to the Kiwawa bloom idol outfit, and it also has a 1 colorless 30 attack art as well, so sure, it's fine. And the final first bloom we see is Ayame's Buzz Holomem, which has a 230 HP, which is one of the higher HPs that we've seen in our Buzz Holomem so far. And it has 1 red, 1 any color art for 40 damage, and it also has a second attack, which for 1 red, 1 any color, it does 50 damage, and you may archive 1 card from your hand to deal an additional 50 special damage to either your opponent's center or collab holomem. So this is doing 100 damage. With other stuff in the set, it's going to potentially do 120 overall. You can split that obviously because you can target the center holomem for the attack, and then 50 damage to the collab with the effect of the art. I think this card is okay. It's, you know, it's not Buzz Polka, of course it isn't, but as an alternative red Buzz Holomem, this is okay. And the final Holomem we see is our second bloom, which is obviously an Ayame with 180 HP, which is okay. It's got 2 arts, both of which have advantage against yellow, which we won't probably see until set 3. The first one is just a 1 red attack, 1 red cheer for 60 damage, and the second art, Yordeo, is for 2 red and 1 any color for 40 damage base with the advantage to yellow. And also you may archive up to 3 cards from your hand for the following effect to deal 40 special damage for each card archived to your opponent's center holomem only. So you can basically deal an output of 160 damage in 1 attack, which for a second bloom, yeah, it's pretty good. Alongside Ayame, of course, we have our spot holomems, Fubuki and Mio, which the Fubuki has the collab effect. You may return a mascot from your archive back to your hand, which we're going to see in this stuff so far, especially cards that can combine with Fubuki. You're going to see a lot of mascot support, trust me. And it's also just got a 1 any color 20 damage attack. And then the Mio, which has on collab, you may archive a holomem from your hand to be able to send a cheer from the top of your cheer deck to one of your debut holomems, which isn't terrible, but it is a 50 HP spot and it only has a single energy 10 attack art. So I'm not sure how much this Mio is going to see play, but it definitely has a spot in some decks. And those are all of the holomems that we are going to see in the Ayame start deck. Moving on to the support cards, starting off with the Gravity event. We've got one in this deck whereby if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, excluding this card, you're allowed to play this card, and you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal any holomems amongst those that have Fubuki, Mio, or Ayame in its name, and put them to your hand and put the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order. You know, your standard Gravity effect that we're seeing. This card is good. I think this card is good. We're sort of seeing that, you know, Gravities are actually proven to be really good in the current game. And until we see more draw support, people are going to still play these. Yes, it means that we're going to see in a new set release, we're probably going to see 4 or 5 different versions of this card, just with different targets. Is what it is, I guess. But yeah, these cards are good. They are good. I am accepting the fact that they are good. I didn't think they were, but I kind of like them now. Moving on to Ayame's tool, Asura and Rakshasha. Asura and Rakshasha. Asura and Rakshasa, which the art of the holomem this tool is attached to gains an additional 10 power, and if attached to a first bloom or later Ayame, it gains the following effect: the art gains an additional 10 power, and of course you can only attach 1 tool per holomem. It's basically a plus 20 power constantly, especially to Ayame. It's not terrible. 20 damage can be the make or break between not knocking out a holomem or not. We've seen that with Stone Axe in set 1. If Ayame sees play, this card is kind of good. And the mascot we've seen so far, of course, Poyoyo, which the holomem with this mascot attached gains 20 HP, which is really good. And if attached to an Ayame, it gains the following effect: when the holomem this mascot is attached is bloomed, you draw an additional card. So we saw this already in the mascot for Kiara, and the fact that it gives additional 20 HP is kind of nice. I like this card. Again, it's all dependent on how competitive Ayame becomes in the thing as to, you know, whether we're going to see much play for it, but I rate this. This is kind of good. And of course, it's confirmed you will receive 20 red cheers with this start deck. Pretty standard for a mono red deck. But those are all of the reveals for Ayame. Now, I am going to do an additional video for Akayu and for Choco, so make sure you check those out. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button to let me know. And please consider joining and becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. Check out my other socials on Twitch, on X, and on Discord. Those links are in the description. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye! Yes, I realised that I've got a Caillou here because I was going to record the video for all 3. Then I realised that it'd be a really long video. So I've just done the 1 and we're keeping this here.